Okay, we're going to do use grid paper and make a strip diagram for fractions. So we're going to start off, I know my paper is 25 across, so if I go ahead and block out this first one right here, go all the way to the next to last block right there. That's going to be 2 rows of 24. Okay, so that's going to represent my one hole. That's 1. Okay, so the first one I'll represent below that is going to be halves. Okay, so halves. So I know it's 24 across, so half of 24 would be 12. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's halfway. So that means 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so each one of those is going to represent 1/2. And use this red marker to do my halves right here. Okay, so that is 1/2, and that's 1/2, which equals 2 halves, which is the same as 1 whole. 2 halves is an improper fraction. So whenever I have an improper fraction, that means I've got at least 1 whole. And when the numerator and denominator are the same, that means I got exactly 1 whole. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more rows of 24. Okay, and this time I'm going to break it into thirds. Okay, I know 24 divided by 3 is 8, so I count over 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 2/3, and I should have 8 more to get to 3/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that represents 3/3. Okay, and I'll get blue to do thirds. That's 1/3. That's 1/3. And that's 1/3, which equals 3/3. So go ahead and get 2 more rows of 24. Okay, this time we're going to break it into fourths. Okay, 4 is an even number, so I know it's going to line up exactly with a half, so I can put a mark right there. That's going to be 2/4. And I know 24 divided by 4 is 6, so I count over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be 6 more to the half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each one of those represents 1/4. And I use a different color for fourths. Let's go with kind of this yellowish orange, it looks like. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So go ahead and do 2 more rows of 24. Okay, and I'm going to break this into sixths. 6 is an even number, so I know it's going to 3 6 are going to line up right there, equal to half. Okay, and also on my sixth, I know on my sixth, all my sixths lines up with my thirds. So 1/3 is 2/6, 2/3 is 4/6. So I'm gonna have a line right there. And just like we said, 24 divided by 4 is 6. 24 divided by 6 would be 4. So I count over 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 4 more to get to 2/6. 4 more to get to 3/6. 4 more gets you to 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5/6. And the last 6/6 right there, because I got 4 more there. And pick a different color. Let's go purple. Each one of those represents 1/6 of the whole. And 6/6, which represents 1 whole. Okay, we'll go ahead, do 2 more rows of 24. Okay, and we're gonna break this into eighths. Okay, On 8, 8's an even number, so 4/8 would line up directly right there. And all my fourths are going to line up with my 8s, so that's going to be 2/8, and that's going to be 6/8. And 24 divided by 8, we knew 24 divided by 3 is 8, so 24 divided by 8 would be 3. So 3, 3, 3, and 3. And each one of those represents 1/8. So I'll pick another color here. We'll try yellow, see if it turns out. So that's 1/8, 1/8, 4/8, that equals a half. And 8/8 equals 1 whole. Okay, do one more. So it's gonna be our last one. We're gonna do with our 2 rows of 24. Okay, this one we're gonna break into 12ths. 12ths. 12's an even number. And each one of my 12ths is gonna line up with one of my 6ths also. So that's gonna be 2 12ths, 4 12ths. That's 6 12ths right there. Okay, and 24 divided by 12 is 2. So I'm basically going to cut each one of those in half. And pick another color for my 12ths. Go with brown. That was a bad color. That was not coloring too well. Maybe I'll just pick another brown to see if it works here. Works a little bit better. A lot of 12ths. And 12 12ths. Okay, now with my strip diagram like this, it's really easy to pick out all my fractions that are equivalent to each other. Okay, so I could start with a half. Okay, see, I have a lot of things lined up with a half right here. Okay, I'm gonna scoot up just a little bit here. So I could say that 1/2 is equal to 2/4 is equal to 3/6 is equal to 4/8 and equal to 6/12. Okay, something else you notice about all my fractions that are equal to a half, the numerator is always going to be half the denominator. So I think that's a real good way to pick out all the fractions that are equal to a half, or comparing fractions to a half. Okay, next thing we'll talk about is thirds. So I've got 1/3, and the next thing that lines up with it is going to be 2/6. Okay, follow it on down, and it looks like 4/12. Those are all equivalent to each other. So 1/3, 2/6, and 4/12. Okay, next one to talk about is 2/3. So 2/3. Okay, so we'll follow it down, is equal to 4/6. Okay, it looks like it's going to line up. My 2/3 is also going to line up with my 12ths right there, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 12ths. So all of those are equivalent to each other. Okay, next thing we'll look at are fourths. Okay, so 1/4 is equal to 2/8. Follow on down, it looks like it's also equal to 3/12. Okay, all three of those are equivalent to each other. Okay, go over to 3/4. So 3/4 is equal to 6/8 and is also equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9/12. Okay, all those are equivalent. Okay, and sixth. Okay, we already kind of looked at our 1/6. Our 1/6 is equal to 2/12. 1/6 and 2/12, so you're on the same line right there. Okay, gonna look at 2/6. 2/6 are equal to 4/12. Can I see a pattern right there? I'm doubling my numerator and doubling my denominator. Okay, we already did 3/6. Okay, we can also say that 4/6 is equal to 8/12. 4/6 and 8/12 right there. Okay, and the last one we'll do is 5/6. Run out of room here. 5/6. Okay, and 5/6 is equal to 10/12. And this makes it real easy when we're trying to compare fractions or come up with equivalent fractions, or if I have to reduce a fractions. So for instance, if I was adding up a problem and my answer was 10/12, I would know that would reduce to 5/6. Or if I got 6/12, I know that would reduce to 1/2. So basically, we want to make the fraction as small as we can. It's because whenever we're answering a question, they always want it to in its simplest form. Okay, so we talked about halves, thirds, fourths, sixths, eighths, and 12ths. Okay, but we also deal with fifths and tenths quite a bit too. So I'm going to show you a way to use a strip diagram to do your fifths and tenths too. This over here. Okay, now on fifths and tenths, a little bit different. Okay, I can't use 24 because I know 5 doesn't go into 24 equally, or 10 doesn't go into 24 equally. Okay, but I do know they both go into 20. So if I basically just count over, I know there's 25 all the way across, so I count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be 20 right there. Or actually 40 altogether, right? So this time we're going to say this represents one whole. 20 represents one whole. So if I take 2 more rows of 20, okay, I also know 20, I can divide that in half. So half of 20, or 20 divided by 2 would be 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and I think we used red before to represent our halves. We'll do the same thing. 1/2 and 1/2. Okay, something else I know about 20, I can also divide that into fourths. So I'll do another 2 rows of 20. Okay, and if I'm separating in fourths, I know 2/4 would be right there. And 20 divided by 4 would be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1/4. Should have 5 more to get to 2/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to get me to my 4/4. Okay, and we used this orangey looking color here for fourths before. Kind of keep with the same theme there. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next one. We can do fifths with this. That's the main reason we made this one. And fifths, I know 20 divided by 5 would be 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have 4 more left. And that gets me fifths. So I'm going to pick a different color that I haven't used yet. Looks like I used green. It's green somehow there. So green. So each one of these is going to represent 1/5. Okay, and the last one we'll do is my tenths. Okay, on my tenths. 10 is one of those even numbers, so 5/10 would be right there in the center. And also, I know my tenths, each one of my fifths is going to line up with my tenths, because that would be 2/10 right there, right? And 24, I'm sorry, not 24, but 20 divided by 10 would be 2. So 2 of these blocks, each one will give me 10 equal sections right there. And my tenths, I'll pick a different color for tenths. It's kind of this pinkish color right here. Oh, it's pink, that's what it says, 1/10. That's 5/10, which is 1/2. Okay, and 10/10. Okay, now we can work out some of these equivalencies we got going on right here. So we can do halves again. So just like we said before, we know that 2/4 is equal to 1/2. That's showing up right here. The next thing that we're going to have on here is going to be 5/10. Okay, and we can also represent that as a decimal too. Okay, I could do 5/10 as is equal to 0 and 5/10. So just another equivalency there. That's how we would write 5/10 or 1/2. Okay, so that's all the things that are equivalent to 1/2. 1/2, 2/4, 5/10, and 5/10 written as a decimal. Okay, next thing we'll talk about is 1/4. Okay, and I really shouldn't use 1/4 because there's really nothing equivalent to 1/4 on there. Okay, but I could say that 1/4 is equal to 25 hundredths. I'll put that one down there. And we'll go ahead and say 3/4 is equal to 75 hundredths. So if you just think about money, okay, it kind of works out real good for you there. And we'll go to our fifths. So 1/5 is equal to 2/10. Okay, we can also say that is equal to 2/10. Same thing. So we know that 1/5, 2/10, and 2/10 are all equal to each other. Okay, we'll go to 2/5. 2/5 is equal to 4/10, which is also equal to 4/10. So if you ever need to convert 2/5 to a decimal, or you do a percentage, that would be 40%. Just a real easy conversion right there. Okay, 3/5 is equal to 3/5 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/10, which is also equal to 6/10. Okay, and 4/5, I'm sorry. 4/5 is equal to 8/10 or 8/10. So if you was doing a paper and you got 4 out of 5 right, that'd be 8/10 or 80%. 80%. So these are all the equivalents. You can't really, I know like sometimes we take and try to line stuff up, okay? That doesn't really work out. But say for instance, if I'm comparing comparing sixth to let's do something better. Say if we're comparing 1/4, we have all our fourths there, don't we? Because we have the fourths right there. Okay, but it kind of gives you a relationship about what are equivalent to each other, or maybe if we're trying to see if something's greater than or less than something else, that would be helpful for us. But if you have any more questions, feel free to put a comment in the video, and hopefully this helps you out. We'll talk to you later. Bye.